Hi there, students. An anecdote, a noun. An anecdote is a short account, a short story of an interesting or funny incident. He told us a few anecdotes about the time he had spent in Africa. Now, an anecdote very often is a true story. It's used to show some characteristic or some detail or some quality or some trait. Now, I said that an anecdote could be true, but sometimes we use anecdote for something that is an unreliable story, something that is hearsay. It's an urban legend. Nobody knew what had really happened, and people started inventing anecdotes about the event. Very often as well, in an anecdote, the details are exaggerated a little bit because it's used to focus on some characteristic or quality. So he said that his mother was a terrible cook. And then he told us a few anecdotes to show what he meant. So he told some stories about things that had happened, how she burnt the chicken or how she used salt instead of sugar or something like that. You can also use an anecdote to support an idea, but it's not backed up by scientific or statistical evidence. It's just a story to say, well, this shows that it might be true. So, an anecdote, a short story about events to illustrate a point, to illustrate a characteristic, to illustrate a way of thinking. The anecdote is usually true, or at least contains elements of truth. Very often as well, an anecdote is just a funny story, even a joke. Yeah? He told us a few funny anecdotes. He told us an anecdote about a couple that had been married for a very long time, and they were asked how their relationship had lasted so long. And they replied, well, we go to a restaurant twice a week. There's candlelight, dinner, good food, soft music, and dancing. And she goes on Tuesdays and he goes on Fridays. So, a funny anecdote. Well, not so funny, but it gives you the idea. So, an anecdote, a short account of an incident. So, next question, what about formality? I think I'd probably give this word a 6 in formality. I think you could use it in an informal conversation, but you could also use just the word a story. Yeah, and use it semi-formally and formally. And the origin, it comes from ancient Greek, Anecdotos, meaning an unpublished account. An, not or un, and ekdotos, published. So not published, unpublished. So an anecdote, a short story about events, trying to illustrate a particular point. So there you go. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now. Anecdote.